Hey guys, welcome to New by Design. I'm just going to be doing a quick video walkthrough of the Malthael fight. Malthael is the last boss in Act 5 and actually the last boss fight in Diablo 3 Souls as a whole. I'm going to be using a Demon Hunter. The perks and skills I'm going to be using are going to be Rapid Fire with Withering Fire, Evasive Fire with Parting Gift, Vault with Rattling Roll, and turrets using the Piercing Bolt option. So the first thing I do in this fight is like the first thing I do in almost all of my fights, and that's drop a turret down right quick. Some moves that you have to be aware of are when he casts that basically tornado, for lack of a better term, around himself and starts moving around, and he does that quite often. And then there's this ability here that he does where he shoots souls out towards you, and there's almost always two sections that never actually get souls shot towards them, so you can try to find one of those two spots, and if you're not there right now, use some sort of roll or dodge ability to roll yourself towards there. So you can see he throws up the tornado again around himself, and you're just basically going to be rolling away from it, and making sure that you refresh your turrets. So he does this move here, which is basically ghoul heads or exorcist heads, if you will, because they end up spawning extra later that slowly work their way towards the center. You want to avoid them if possible, but taking a couple of them isn't going to kill you. You can see once they hit the outer areas there, they end up actually spawning the exorcists themselves, and he does his tornado spin again. So with the exorcists, you want to kill them as fast as you can, because if you don't, what they do is they cast out that basically electric bolt at you. And again, this fight's kind of a patience game. You want to definitely make sure that you're keeping in mind that there is a healing well on the left and the right side of the arena, and use them as you need them. Again, making sure to refresh all your turrets and everything like that, and dodge and keep away from him as best as possible. You can see that as you keep on going through here, eventually, very quickly coming up here, he's going to morph into, I wouldn't really say morph actually, but the fight tactics is going to switch, and he starts doing a lot more AoEs and stuff like that, and leaving some AoEs on the ground that you have to avoid as well. And we're just hitting that point right now where he's going to switch how to actually do the fight, and he ends up leaving a ton of stuff on the ground for us to avoid, as well as trying to damage him. This is crucially important to have turrets or your form of continuous damage that you don't actually have to do, shooting towards Malthael himself. And that's just because you're not going to be spending as much time damaging in this portion of the fight, because you're moving so much trying to avoid damage and AoE in various areas. So you can see now he's hasn't actually spawned anything yet, but we're getting our turrets up as fast as we can. Now he's starting to cast the fog or storms or whatever you want to call those patches on the ground, and he just casts more and more of those. You can also see in conjunction with that, he does this ability that basically he shoots lava out to the sides, and there's a section behind him, probably 45-degree section, where the lava never does hit. However, if you can't make it there, you can roll dodge away through it without actually taking damage. You can see I didn't mention it, but the fireballs that went through, they always go to these grates on the ground. So make sure you avoid the grates on the ground, because if you're standing on those grates on the ground when they're unfired, it's almost instant death. Another thing you might want to make sure that you have when you're just before you start this fight is a bunch of potions, so that you can cure yourself while you're waiting for the healing wells to recharge. So again, here you can see what I was talking about, and now there's a ton of AoEs to avoid. They're basically stationary on the ground here, and it makes it a lot harder to avoid the or the flame balls themselves that are going out to the side. I try when he does the flames to stand behind him or start working my way close to behind him, so that I can avoid the lava shoot or flame shoot, whatever he's doing there. And that's pretty much all there is to this fight. You could see that there's a fair amount of things to be cautious of throughout it, but the worst case, it'll take you a couple of tries to get through it. It is kind of annoying if you don't pass it the first time, because it's a long walk to get back to them, and that ended up actually happening to me as well. You can see there's a ton of loot and money that drops from this fight, and a lot of experience points that you get as well. If you guys found this video useful or enjoyed it at all, please click the like button. It helps me a lot when you do, and thanks for watching.